Okay, sorry, kickstart once more. Full screen, right? Okay. Sorry, apologize for the not familiarity with the system. Okay. I straight go into the presentation slide once more. So this is my agenda. So today I'll touch on the five agenda here. Opening will be my introduction again. Second part will be the definition of engineering and interface management in construction industry, and also engineering and interface management objective and requirement. Third section, I will go into the interface management in MRT railway construction industry, where three areas I'll be touching on, which is the IMP and ICD, how we add this document, including the tools and tracker that we are using. So by doing that, and we will show the result and outcome of the interface management that we have done today. And fourth part is actually the interface workshop. We will be showing some of these CSD development and some of these clash analysis and resolution that we have done as well. Okay. Again, I introduce myself. I believe you have heard. I graduated in 1999, SMK Kelana Jaya High School SPM. In year 2000 is Taylor's College Foundation in Engineering. And year 2003 is University of Sheffield, UK, bachelor degree in engineering, mechanical. And I show the latest experience that I've done today, which is an MRT project. I actually started in year 2012 until today. So this one is my considered fourth project since 2012, Depot Sungai Buloh, then Depot Extension, Depot Sedang, and come to this station. So before MRT project in year 2012, 2010, I was at this KPM project, Bukit Kayu Hitam, Kedah, as a MAE coordinator. And year 2009 is actually handling the Kota Baru Airport as a MAE coordinator. In year 2007, what I have achieved is actually Uni KL project as a MAE engineer, plus Pembangunan Penjara Baru Bentong is a prison job in Bentong as MAE engineer, and the rest is a development project. And 2004 in Sarawak doing the palm oil bulking facilities, and 2003 is infrastructure works at Putrajaya. Okay, engineering. This actually you can find from the Wikipedia and free encyclopedia. So I just share some insight of what engineering is all about. So engineering is a discipline and profession that applies scientific theories, mathematical method, and empirical evidence to design, create, and analyze technology solutions, cognizant of safety, human factors, physical laws, regulation, practicality, and cost. So the primary branches that we can find is actually chemical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering. So there are also numerous of other engineering subdisciplines and in-discipline subjects that may and may not be part of these major engineering branches. So what do we see in MRT project? So which are the primary branches and also a subdiscipline? So today I'll be presenting to you. The primary branches that we can find is architectural, civil and structural, electrical, mechanical, and also system related. And the subdisciplines and interdiscipline we could demarcate for architectural is infrastructure, building, facade, plus landscape. Civil and structural is RC structure, steel structure, roof works, drainage works, STP referring to sewage treatment plant. Electrical is a HT/HV, high tension, high voltage, low tension, low voltage. ELV is actually extra low voltage system, where we may refer to BMS, building management system, or EAC, electromagnetic, electro access system, electromagnetic access system, access control system. Lightning and earthing protection is also part of electrical. So there are many more sub-disciplines. If I would like to explain, then it will be more branches coming out. So mechanical is CWSP refer to cold water and sanitary plumbing services. ECS, environmental control system. FTPS is fire detection and protection system. CA system refer to compressed air. OTC system refers to overhead traveling crane system. BTT and underfloor UFLS refers to boogie turntable and underfloor lifting system. And this last one is a system works. PSDS refers to this power supply and distribution system. Track work, signaling and train control system, electric train and maintenance vehicle. ICSS refer to integrated control supervisory system. Comms refer to the communication system. So here I will explain the definition of interface, and or either we know it as interface management. So from Google search, you can also find these terms, where interfaces are actually points of interaction between two or more aspects of project. Physical interfaces occur where different conductors are engaged on the same project, particularly where their respective works interact or connect in some way. Whereas interface management is an emerging construction management practice that industry finds necessary for mega projects that become more complex and global. So defined as a proper management of communications, relationships, and deliverables among stakeholders, effective IM is integral to project success. Okay, from here under the MRT project, so I will identify the contractors and major shareholders, including their contractual relation and interface relation between the contractors and major stakeholders, including the aspects and contractors. Okay, first one, I'll explain the contractor and major stakeholders. The very first tier showing the supervising agency and project owner. This we may refer to Suruhanjaya, Pengangkutan Awam Darat SPAT, and also MRT that is known to you all. The second tier will be the project delivery partner or the design consultant. So this we refer to MMC Gamuda. Third tier, we refer to civil or system work package contractor, which is also known as WPC, or DCDS, known as a designated contractor or designated supplier. So this one is actually the contract awarded or appointed by this PDP. And the last tier will be referring to the subcontractors, public and also external stakeholders, which also refer to the subcontract awarded by WPC, local council, residences, and etc. Okay, the contractual relation between these four tiers is as such: client to project management representative, project management representative to contractors or designated contractor or supplier. And last part is the subcontractor, public or external stakeholders. So this part, we show the interface relation between the aspects, contractors, civil or system WPC. So elements of these civil WPC scope work by architectural, CNS, mechanical, and electrical. So within this aspect of our interface, we know it as internal interface. Whereas for system WPC, again, these are the aspects. And this information input to the civil WPC, it will known as the external interface. Okay, here I'll be showing the particular concern for the engineering objective and requirements relates to these contractors and stakeholders involved, and also the list of engineering objectives and requirements that is in common between the aspects and contractor and major shareholders, stakeholders, sorry. Okay, these are particular list of engineering objectives and requirements, but not limited to client. Their objective may be much concerned about the aesthetic appeal to the project that they are working on. High quality of works for the output of work achievement, least service and maintenance, user-friendly, energy saving, and of course the reputation. For PDP, their objective may be timely delivery, effective procurement and work plan coordination and management to minimize abortive works. Third part is legal or contract compliances. Designer, meet client expectation in terms of their design reliability, compliances of legal requirements, quality and design drawings or materials and workmanship quality. So designers usually will go down to site and check all the compliances of their WPC works and make sure the quality of work is being achieved following the contract obligation. So for WPC, their objective will be safety first, legal or contract compliances, quality assurance and control, within budget, and also timely completion of project. For operators, safety first, user-friendly, least and easy service and maintenance, or easy findings of spares and replacement parts. Last part is centralized control of energy and system. Okay, council will be referring to legal and requirement compliances, public accessibilities and benefits, and lastly, the public complaints. So any questions so far from the audience? If not, I go to the next slide. Okay, this I show the list of engineering objectives and requirements in common, but not limited to. I managed to identify a few that's in common. So first one is a reputation and recognition. It shows the appreciation of what we have given or outputs and achievement towards the project. Quality, which is assurance and control with high ownership. Timely completion, beneficial to owner and users. Environment sustainability, so vibrant and friendly. Okay, compliances by law, which is a responsibility and accountability. Within budget, a proper management and wastage control. Safety and health, primary care for individual and family. And last part is client satisfaction, maintain the good relations. I show you some example of these compliances by law. This one is actually the Form G for Certificate of Completion and Compliances, which all projects require this. CCC will be issued by the architect of a project to certify that the project has complete and compliance for the project owner to occupy and benefit from the outcome of the projects. So these are samples of G form that we are tracking today and showing some of the status and also the work section which require respective engineers or architects to follow up, including WPC, in order to get the forms to be complete, allowing this CCC certificate issuance to the client. So G1 showing the earthwork, G2 is actually the setting out survey related, G3 foundation, G4 is structure, G5 for internal water plumbing, G6 internal sanitary plumbing, G7 is internal electrical, G8 firefighting passive, and G9 firefighting active. Form G10 related to mechanical ventilation, G11 relates to lift or escalator installation, G12 building related, G13 external water supply, G14 is sewage reticulation, G15 sewage treatment plant, G17 and 19 is root and drainage. Form G16 is not applicable for this project. So G18 is street lighting. And the last two is G20 telecommunications and pandangan darat landscape. So the bracket is showing the accountable party to take care of the forms or information is required to be provided for the architect. Okay, next I'll be presenting the interface management objective and requirements, showing the impact towards the interface management objective and requirement if the contracts between respective aspects or contractors and major stakeholders involved are not available or otherwise. And also showing the common interface management objective and requirements. Okay, without contract condition, I'll explain the 4 areas of aspect that we are looking at, which is a need statement, tender contract documents, engineering, and also public. So let's see the relation. Need statement is to be provided by client. If it is not available, the design or engineering requirements for the project would not be able to develop. Likewise, the cost estimation is unable to be determined as well. So the part 2 for tender and contract documents would not be able to establish upon engagement of without the engagement of project management representative or PDP. Okay, the third part, which involves the contractors, which engineering and construction interface would not happen as well without the award of contract to the relevant contractors. And the last part for the stakeholders and public, basically there's no one accountable if there's no establishment due to the outstanding award of contract to the civil assistant WPC. So nothing can start. And you can see the puzzle is not bound to each other. There's no contractual relation. So with contract, again, the same 4 areas. Let's see what's the outcome now. So with the need statement, design engineering requirements for the project will be able to develop with a cost estimation thereafter. And also for ease of client review, prior finalization and acceptance. With that, tender and contract document will be able to establish upon the engagement of project management representative or PDP by the client. And the engineering or construction interface will be implemented by the civil or system WPC respectively, following the contractual obligations, interface and M&W specification. M&W refer to this manpower and workmanship, material and workmanship, sorry, upon the award of contract by the PDP. And point of accountability is also established following the contract obligations. So you can see the puzzle are now tied to each other. Okay, the common interface management objective and requirement. The objective is to ensure engineering and construction interfaces are identified, planned, executed, and controlled so that the potential impact on the design, cost, and schedule of the project are being minimized. And to make it happen, the interface management requirement requires the key aspect of interface management, which is the ability to effectively communicate across all involved parties, all details related to an interface, including requirements, technical specification, and potential issues. Okay, the next one is interface management in MRT railway construction industry. Here I will touch on the IMP, the purpose and key contents, which shall be captured in the IMP. And when shall the IMP be complete and ready for implementation? And how often shall the IMP be updated? Okay, from a general specification G13.5, the title is Interface Management Plan and Interface Control Documents. The points are captured as below, where the purpose is to ensure the WPC interface and liaise with other works contractor in accordance with the specifications. Key contents in the IMP is to identify civil works, facilities, and systems that require interfacing with the WPC. Second is to define the authority and responsibility of the WPCs and any Third, to identify the information to be exchanged at each phase of the WPC and any relevant subcontractors' projects lifecycle. To define design, supply, installation, testing, and commissioning responsibilities. To also specify the configuration and the version control procedures in accordance with the WPCs and any relevant subcontractors, quality management system. To specify the processor managing interface requirements, changes, and verification of interface requirements. And last one, to specify the process for exchange of information and interface hazard management. Any information to be exchanged pertaining to works which the WPC proposed to be incorporated into the permanent works or proposed to be incorporated into the works of the other works contractor shall be approved by the PDP before such information is being provided to the OWC. So the IMP implementation shall complete and be implemented within 90 days of the date of the letter of LOA acceptance. And the update should be taking place at least once every 12 months. So this table showing the updates of our submission for certain depot. This is how we track the version and also the date, including the approval status. So the updates of a civil system interface contact list from both PDP and WPC are essential as to ensure that the line of communication is established and being made in place at all times. Okay, next is the interface control document. So again, I'll explain the purpose and also the key contents. And also when the ICD shall be developed and ready for implementation and how often it shall be updated. Again, this could be extracted from the general specification G13.5. Purpose of ICD, it shall be a common document between the WPC and subcontractors, other works contractor, and shall be signed off by both the WPC and subcontractor or other works contractor. The key contents being captured in the ICD is to identify clearly the demarcation between the WPC and the subcontractor or other works contractor. And also to describe details, physical, electrical, mechanical, and functional interface, such as protocols, software, and data structure between the WPC and the subcontractor or other works contractor. Third, to identify the information to be exchanged between the WPC and the subcontractor, other works contractor with timeline that complies with the overall project program, as well as the contract of the respective parties. Also to address the design, supply, installation, testing, and commissioning program of the interfaces to meet the key dates of each contract and highlight any program risks requiring PDP attention. To specify the proposed method and schedule for verifying interface integrity, along with any requirements, whether temporary or permanent, relating to the physical installation of each party's equipment or materials used for the work. And the last part is to include the test procedure and program to demonstrate the performance and integrity of the integrated system. Okay, ICD is being implemented and developed within 4 months of notification from a PDP of the identity of each OWC. And this ICD shall be also treated as live document and revised and resubmitted as follow. At completion of final design, prior to commencement of installation, and also prior to this commencement of partial acceptance tests and other relevant tests by the WPC. So this table shows the tracker of respective trades. Like 2.1 is a signaling and train control system, the ICD development. 2.2 for ICSS and CMMS. 2.3 for ET and DE. 2.4 for track work. 2.5 for PSCS. COMS, and also AFC, Automatic Fare Collection System. Okay, during the interface management process throughout the MRT project, so we are making use of Comply Pro. So here we will explain what is Comply Pro and also the mechanism being established and captured in Comply Pro, and when will all this be reviewed and updated. Okay, Comply Pro is actually a system used to capture and record any interface methods between parties involved. And the review and update is done through monthly interface meeting between WPCs and OWC. So Comply Pro, this one I'm showing the dashboard of the Comply Pro. The first way is showing the process flow. The second part is showing the files that are required to be captured between the interface of civil to civil, or civil to system WPC interfaces, system to system WPC interfaces, or underground works WPC interfaces. And these are basically the status of interface action taken and the information exchange, plus also the status of the proposal, acceptance, agreed, and etc. Okay. This one, we show the mechanism in the Comply Pro. Interface information exchange log is actually a document that captured and track all information exchange between parties. So I'll also show you some this table of the interface that we have done between the civil system, information that was captured and the status of it, showing the date and the remarks of document or information that we exchanged in the table. Okay, next is an interface action log, a document to capture action required by party during interface for exchanging information purposes, IAL. So these are some of the subject matter that was captured, total 8 cases for this. And what is the action status, which require the timeline to complete, due date, completion date, plus also status. Okay, the last one will be the interface solution register, a document record that captured all the interface agreement between 2 or more parties in relation to design, construction, and T&C methods. T&C refers to testing and commissioning. Okay, more information captured in this ISR. Where it shows the type of interface status, CSD stage, interface title, interface requirement description, interface solution, the progress of it, lead organization, support organization, WPC civil responsibilities, the plan date, forecast date, the actual completion date, plus also the responsibilities and the action date, and the link evidence of documents, and last modified. So all this information captured is crucial for us to track the parties involved, whether they are resolving the issues timely prior to the construction or T&C on site. Okay, we also have the tracker for CSD and SEM. CSD refers to combined services drawing, and the SEM actually refers to structural, electrical, and mechanical drawings. So here we will also explain the mechanism of a tracker being established and applied to monitor the status of CSD and SEM development. Okay, the first part that we will be working on is a civil system external interface CSD game plan. where the coordination between PDP and WPC be carried out during this phase. And this is a table showing the list of vertical is actually the area or location where the CSD required to develop. And the horizontal list is showing the status of development and also the timeline required to complete. In order for the CSD to be signed off prior the execution of works on site. Okay, the next part is the interface model tracker. This interface and coordination is done between civil WPC's aspects of works, which is considered as internal interface, where you can see the vertical list of this table is capturing the area of CSD required and the trade or aspects, electrical for electrical which required to provide the information, which is ELEC is electrical, ELPS is lightning and protection system, EAC, electromagnetic electro access control system, BMS building management system, UPS, and mechanical, cold water plumbing services, environmental control services, compressor air system, fire detection procedure, overhead traveling crane, PTA or underfloor lifting system. Okay, next is the list of a civil system CSD progress tracker. It's an interface and coordination between civil system WPC. So here we identify the list of drawing as required to be developed and also the numbers of drawing required to be carried out. So this is a sample tracker that we have been working in order to track and monitor the numbers of drawing as required is being developed and done on time for the construction works to be carried out on site, including T&C. Okay. And the final part of a tracker is a summary status of civil system CSD progress tracker. Coordination is done between PDP and WPC, which this table, we will report the status of completed drawings at a respective building. Okay. And throughout all this process, it is being carried out during the weekly or monthly interface or coordination meeting in order to get the information be updated. Okay, result of interface management. Here we show the list of key date and key access date achievement in the contract. So area 1 is, this one is actually the constraint date for the site possession area. So area 1 was granted, site possession is achieved on January 2018. And area 2 is achieved on June 2018. And this one is a key access date for the track work, where we have to get done the area and hand over to the track work. So zone T1 is M42, and this shows the 5 dates, 5 milestone dates that we have to hand over to the track work. And these are the 4 milestone dates that we have to hand over the area for the respective system party to enter to start work. So showing the M54 is rolling stock, M56 is admin building, M58 is infrastructure workshop and local shed, and the last one is stabling yard. So this sample tracker of what we have achieved so far, 21 KD or KD, we have achieved achieved 20 of it, and left the last part. Date for practical completion, which the date is on the end August 2021. So this is our achievement. Okay, this photo shows the overall plan of a depot sedan, MRT depot sedan. And here I show the video of some photos.
Pull up skirt on your body, performing just on my Rari. You're too fine, it's too good. I bet you taste expensive. Blowing up on a leader. It's keeping up, you should keep it. Tequila and vodka, girl, you might be a problem. Run away, run away, run away, run away. I know that I should, but my heart wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay now. You can see it in my eyes that I wanna take.
Okay. Next is interface workshop. Okay, here we will explain the coordination with OWC in preparing the CSD and SEM. So basically here we will identify who should take the lead in the coordination in preparing the CSD or SEM, or how the coordination is being done. And what do we do with the CSD or SEM that were finalized? And also, if any changes, if any changes made to the finalized CSD SEM, what will happen? Okay, this coordination is also outlined in our general specification G13.6. So I simplify in a table form to 6 steps. Okay. Step 1, showing the stage 1 CSD and SEM's development, which this should be done within 2 months of the approval of ICD, the one that we have mentioned earlier just now, interface control document. And this development should be based on the latest available drawings. WPC's design, including the SBuild information on site. Step 2, which is still stage 1 CSD SEM, this should be done within 3 weeks of the receipt of stage 1 CSD or SEM. So OWCs should mark up and provide all other pertinent information for PDP review and acceptance prior passing to the WPC for compilation. Okay, step 3. WPC should liaise and communicate with OWCs in order to resolve any conflicts, discrepancies, or other problems with OWCs, propose service routing and/or structural requirement with PDP presents. So it is still a stage 1 CSD SEM. Step 4. Outcome of coordination under step 2 and 3, and not later than 4 weeks. WPC shall incorporate OWC's requirement into stage 1 CSD and SEM for PDP and OWC's review. And next, we'll wrap up to become stage 2 CSD SEM drawings before it is final within 4 weeks of the receipt of the information of stage 1 CSD SEM. PDP shall review and approve the final CSD SEM based on the result of coordination in step 2, 3, and 4, and inputs from the OWCs. So once it is final and signed off, WPC shall proceed to construct as it is. And stage 2 CSD SEM, should there be any revision, any changes after the final CSD and SEM approval, it shall only be incorporated following the approval by PDP. And the changes made right shall be borne by the accountable parties. Okay. This is the CSD drawing. First developed by the design consultant based on the raw information that they have. So IFC CSD external infra overview. And the next one, is actually the actual information from the outcome of interface between the true civil system interface. So these are the information that we capture from the relevant system WPC, or we know it as OWC, other works contractor, and incorporator as such. And this one is the original legend that was captured in the CST drawing. And this one is the outcome of a civil system interface where more legends is being captured. Okay, I will show you some zoom in of the area. This one is the original design CST. And this one is the outcome of the coordinated CST, showing all the relevant services on the layout plan. And this one shows the cross-section of the stapling yard, same area of the services captured. And this one is another area that we have selected. So this one is zoom in as per original CST. And after civil system interface, this is what we achieve, the actual information. So later, we will also present to you in BIM, showing the model, how it actually looks like. So this one is the selected area 2 cross-section that we have achieved. Okay, coordination with OWC in preparing the BIM. This one is a BIM overview. What's BIM? It is actually a management of digital data and objects created to represent the project components during the design, construction, operation, and maintenance of the facility. So it is not only about the 3D geometric data of the building model, but more about the information stored in it. So we can simplify by identifying the model object, physical and functional information, plus also process, management, and analysis into the BIM. So for the development of this BIM, for station packages and also depot buildings, so BIM will capture the raw information, 2D drawings, ACAD, IFC drawing, or other shop drawings. So these are the original information that we could actually obtain. And then we will filter it through the BIM development, interface and design coordination, design validation, visualization, CST authoring by WPC, and also to provide the base model for system WPC to develop the BIM models. So the information exchange here is actually through BIM, is they know it as Common Data Environment, CDE. So I'll explain further what exactly it is. So that we could achieve the BIM output of LOD 300, the BIM models that is fit for the construction works to be carried out on site. Okay, under the tradition information sharing without a common data environment. So this is a table showing how the interface relation looks like, showing 8 parties here. And this is the interface metrics that you will see under the traditional information sharing. So it's very complicated. And easily missed out usually under this traditional information sharing. So with the CDE, the platform is like a cloud base where information are being shared into one area. So everyone is having the same access and same source of information and latest update of information to be captured in developing the beam. Okay, so this one is actually the beam elements that is available in beam software. So we are only showing the dimension readiness that is available for WPC today, which we have done the 1D to 3D, whereby 4D to 6D is being taken care by the client side, which is a higher integration of information required to be captured through beam. Okay, this one is a beam overview Navy's work 3D model. And we will be sharing some of the media clash analysis report. So I pass the presentation to my colleague, Izzuddin. He will show you how the Navy's work looks like for the project and fiddle around with the model. Start presenting.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Everyone can hear me? Okay, my name is Izzuddin, and good evening, everyone. So, right in front of you, we have a sample of building. For this particularly, we call it as train wash plant. So, it's more like automatic car wash, but this one is specifically for train lah. So, this is, yes?
There's an echo.
David, you might need to off your mic.
Sorry?
It's a redundant mic. I think you need to off your mic.
Mute. Hello?
You can mute your mic.
Hello? Okay, now clear. All right, thank you. So, okay, again, right in front of you, one of a building in Sedang Depot, which we call it as a train wash plant. So this building is function as a train wash plant. Okay, all right. So this is an integrated model, including civil, architect, structure, mechanical, electrical, and also system. Okay. I believe. I believe someone told that in semester 5 and above, you already started using Navy's work. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so just for your info, in MRT project, we will not be using this clash detective function. Instead, we'll be using a visual inspection, and we will do a few rounds of discussion where we call it as a virtual design review, meaning we will gather in one room and then we'll project this model and find clashes. So basically, our objective for VDR is to tackle the clashes between WPCs, meaning like us as a civil WPC, we need to tackle the clashes between civil WPC and system WPC. That's the main objective. but the clashes, internal clashes like mechanical and electrical, or mechanical and mechanical, that one we should tackle it internally. Okay, so first we need to know the system need to know their items. Okay. All right. Wait. Okay. Example, if I zoom into this room. Okay. For buildings, we usually tackle the clashes by rooms, because this is one example of buildings. One is small buildings, but we have workshops that have a lot of rooms. So like this small building, usually we tackle it by rooms. So here the major rooms we have in internal plan is a control room, and also a technical room. So while we zoom in this control room, okay, we need to identify which party is actually have equipment inside this room. Okay, so for example, inside this room we have a few mechanical and electrical services, including three system which are signaling. As you can see, there's a panel of signaling here, and then a communication system. Here they have one panel, and also other control console, and also panel from depot equipment. So I show you one clashes that we find inside this room. Okay. Okay, so basically, okay, we go to each wall lah. Like example, we go to this wall, and then we find out that this panel is actually clashing with this one. Okay, as so-called beam coordinator, you need to know everything. I mean, generally everything from end to end. So like this case, you need to know this a little bit of signaling, and also communication, and also our equipment as well. So this what we have in front of you is the clashes between our panel, which is the ECS, or we call it as a Econ, and also we have a system panel. This one from a communication system contractor. So we might need to get this model to that VDR, the said VDR workshop, and then we will discuss, okay, how we solve this problem. Okay, then during the meeting we will come to an agreement where maybe that this ACS panel need to shift a little bit to the right, or this comms panel need to shift a little bit to the left. Okay, so what we do, we just do a cloud like this, and then put it inside the viewpoint. Okay, we'll put a remark. The remark will be first we'll start with a party that need to do the amendment. Like this one, comms. So we will just put comms slash or ECS. Okay, you just put remark as we put there to shift panels away from each other. Alright, then we put remark 1 mm gap between panels. Okay, so for this particular case, we know that this panel should be here. We cannot really move it to the other walls or to the other locations. So we can only play with these two panels. So once we capture the comments, okay, all right, and then I will show you another clashes. Okay, this on another rooms. This one we call it a technical room. Okay, okay, there I found it one clash between this ventilation fan. This one provided by us, and this cable tray is from system. So there's the clashes lah. So we just again we just draw a cloud, right? And then okay, for this particular case, we don't have any much option for the ECS trunking, okay, because they can only pass through here. So we will ask this system to actually shift their containment a little bit to the outside. Okay, so maybe we just put system, okay, to shift cable tray by, okay, so we might need to ask this ECS contractor how much clearance they need from the wall to the cable tray. So maybe by 100 mm, so we put it 100 mm. So later, once the system contractor receive the report, they need to shift out this containment by 100 mm in order to allow this cable chunking pass through. Okay, now we say like we have done, we have gone through the buildings, and of course there's so many clashes we found. Then we just convert it to a report. Okay, I believe I don't know, maybe some of you guys were already familiar with this Navis work. So once I convert this one to a report, then it will show something like this lah. I have one HTML and then one NWD, Navis work document, and also XML for ease of tracking. So for HTML, it will look something like, it will look like this lah. Okay, so we have list of long report, a sample of reports. So the name of the contractor, this one is their what you call it, package number. So SY206, we have SY BMS, okay, and the action they need to do in order to solve the clash. Okay, once okay, so after the VDR workshop, everyone's going back to their office and then make amendments, and then we'll come back and concurrently they will share their latest model. Okay, once done, we will go back to a VDR workshop. Okay, assume this cable tray there's no clash between this cable tray and trunking, so we just simply put a star here, something like this. Okay, so there will be a long list of clashes after we've gone through the buildings. So we just put a star. So our objective to make sure all clashes will be star in front of them, meaning all done. So once all done, we are safe to cut sheet, meaning we are safe to produce the drawings, including the sign-off blocks. Like, yeah, it looks something like this. So the drawings and then the sign-off blocks. Okay, this one, including everyone lah, from every package, and also their reps from PDP. So once agreed, all signed, only then we can submit this drawing and start work at site lah. Meaning like if this particular drawing got code 1, or we can proceed at site. Yeah. So I think basically that's what we've done in MRT project, and that's what BIM all about in MRT projects lah. I think that will be all from me. Should we open the questionnaire now, or? Oh, okay, all right. Sorry.
So I should carry on with my closing. Here I present. Can everyone hear?
Okay. Are we?
Okay. I'm showing the closing part, so a quick one. This one is some of our achievement that we have achieved during the Malaysian Construction Industry Excellence Award, MCIEA, as a best project award for the Sungai Blue Depot. And one of our staff have achieved the certificate of recognition from MRTC, Environment Officer Consolation winner. So any question? That's all for my presentation today.
Okay, thank you very much to Mr. David Khoo and also Mr. Izzuddin for your very enlightening presentation today. So I open the floor for the students and also staff to ask any pertaining questions that you want to ask Mr. David Khoo and also Mr. Izzuddin. For MRT projects, this is compulsory, is it? Using interfacing management, using beam coordination?
Yes, it's a must. It is a contractual requirement as a outline and established by this project owner. So usually a project with multiple contractors, they will be opt for this option in order for ease of the construction coordination or design coordination be carrying out. A smaller project scale, usually they would not be using this BIM or either this interface management process. So it is very much applied to railway industry. So LRT project is also applying the same BIM and also the interface management.
So the BIM is done by the contractor or the consultant?
There is two parties involvement here. One is the designer team, and another part is the contractors. So the lead is for the design part will be led by the architect and also the structural designer, whereas the contractor it will be the civil WPC and also the system WPC. So the civil WPC would be very much developing their shop drawings to show all the detailed installation design, plus also the manufacturing details, such as the dimension of the panels, the actual fitness of the installation works within the room is all being advised by the contractor rather than the consultant. So consultant is more to ensure the design reliability and also the functionality of it, whereas contractor is to ensure the fitness of the materials being selected by the client, plus also the installation work quality done in accordance to the M&W specification in ensuring the functionality are in place at the end of the project. So understand most of the students will be graduating in another semester to come, is it?
They are in semester 6 right now, and some of them are in semester 4 right now. So, which means in semester 6 they have another year. So they will be going for their WBL, work-based learning, and of course some of them will be placed at the MRT projects.
I see.
But the semester, we have also semester 4, so they have two more years to go before they have their WBL.
Okay.
Next will be on Dover.
Fine.
Yes, for Aisha?
How is the students finding the engineering course today? Interesting. What you are learning? Is it what you are learning? What you want to learn? I'm not too sure how my presentation today. Would like to hear the feedback.
Okay, please students, can you give your feedback? BCT 6, BCT 4.
I would like to know the slides presented, is it easy to understand or rather complicated? I think this is the key. It's either the students don't understand, that's why they don't have any question to ask.
Easy to understand.
Easy to understand. I see what I can do or I can help in order to share the information and experience to the students. So anyone, your question may be valuable to others.
Representative from Vietnam, please give your feedback. And also a representative from BCT 5.
Or maybe there are questions from lecturer themselves. Maybe the students too shy to ask.
Hello.
Yes.
Saya ada soalan juga nak tanya. Boleh tak bahasa Melayu kan? Okey kan?
Boleh, tak ada hal. Malaysian juga mah.
Okey, nama saya Eric Iskandar. Saya daripada BCT 4A. Okey, saya nak tanya untuk yang macam tadi Encik David terangkan pasal G1, G2, G3 tadi. Adakah ianya memang sepatutnya ikut tarikh yang ditetapkan tu, tarikh G1, G2, G3? Kalau tak ikut apa jadi?
Dia sebenarnya ialah salah satu requirement daripada authority dan arkitek. Katakan projek MRT kena siap pada akhir bulan Ogos 2021. Sebab date ni dia disebutkan dalam kontrak di mana macam mana pun kita orang kena capai. Kalau tidak capai, dia punya impact ialah LED akan improve. Kalau sini ada CNS engineer kan? Tahu apa tu LED tak?
Tahu. Liquidated and accepted damages. Right? Am I right? Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Sebab CNS engineer akan faham term ni. Tapi bagi M&E engineer student, mungkin dia tak faham. Sebab subjek ni capture dalam contract administration kalau tidak salah. Betul tak?
Betul. Denda.
Denda. So denda ni dia subjek pada project size dan juga value. So dan denda tu mengikut harian. So satu hari berapa amount dia. So katakan projek tu kena siap pada 31 hari bulan Ogos dan you tidak dapat capai pada waktu tu, klien ataupun project owner ataupun project representative atau PDP, contractual right, mereka boleh issue LED pada kontraktor yang accountable. So kalau you delay 1 bulan, you kena akan expose to LED sebanyak 1 bulan punya cost. Darab jumlah hari darab dengan amount sehari yang kena bayar tu. So itu ialah impact dia. So Azril, am I answering your question?
Yes, thank you, Mr. David.
Okay, thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
actually I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, I'm Amira from BCT6. My question is, kalau dah design MRT project ni, dia punya project tu, dia location dia tu kan, terletak dalam kawasan yang compact dengan building, ada building kan, sekeliling dia. Dia punya design consideration dia tu macam mana?
Okay, dia punya design situation ada 2 aspek. Satu ialah pembangunan dia berada dekat katakan KL, di mana keliling dia ada existing building ataupun infrastructure. Betul tak? So dengan tu,
bawah tanah.
dengan tu mereka akan guna drone. Drone capture the surrounding environment. Dan information yang capture dalam drone tu, mereka akan reflect ke dalam BIM supaya mereka boleh develop BIM model tu mengikut actual situation ataupun condition yang ada dalam keliling yang nak buat pembangunan tu. So dengan tu, dan mereka boleh simulate mengikut BIM juga, sama ada dia punya design fit pada dispute information yang ada pada sekeliling untuk projek pembangunan tu. So yang ni akan dibuat daripada design consultant initial stage dan juga lead daripada PDP dan juga lead consultant.
Tu tu kalau existing building yang ada kan, kalau which is structure yang ada bawah tanah tu sendiri tu macam mana? Dia akan
Yang tu
pindahkan
mereka akan buat utilities mapping. Biasanya mereka akan buat detection. So ada dua cara. Satu ialah dengan information yang sedia ada dengan local council. So design consultant akan dapatkan sebanyak information yang tetap boleh cari dengan local council seperti Syabas ataupun IWK, MBSJ, DBKL, MBPJ dan sebagainya, local authority, including survey department. So dengan information on paperwork, mereka akan buat dia punya design development mengikut dispute information yang sedia ada. Dan kedua ialah actual on-site. Sebab bukan semua dispute information yang dibuat daripada pihak lain terdahulu akan hantar ke setiap local authority untuk mereka punya updates. So apa yang mereka buat ialah dekat site ialah utilities mapping dengan menggunakan underground services detection untuk detect potential services yang ada dekat underground sebelum mereka buat construction dekat site. So dengan mapping tu, kalau ada potential underground services, then contractor akan melaksanakan kerja mereka dengan berhati-hati buat piloting. Piloting on site means slow excavation and close supervision. So yang paling challenging punya ialah kita orang pernah buat projek LRT ataupun MRT yang berdekatan dengan KTM. Itu yang banyak coordination kita orang kena deal dengan KTM. Dan juga services, utility services dengan TMB, Telekom dan juga gas, underground gas pipe. Biasanya kita orang boleh dapat dekat kawasan Putrajaya. So any other, do I answer your question, Amira?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
We have a question from the chat box here from Muhammad Azizul. Dia bertanya berapa kos LED sehari untuk projek ini?
20K or 200,000 per day. So 1 month is 6 million. So it's a very great amount. This is per package. So small subcontractor, their LED exposure will be less. But for main contractor like us dealing with directly under the PDP, 1 day is 200,000. So 1 month equivalent to 6 million.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
There's another question here from Nur Farisa Munshi. Sir, how long this project to be fully completed? And what was the price of the project?
Yeah, for the entire line too, it's only going to happen by next year and April. That is a contractual date, but subject to the public announcement by the MRTC. So as for contractor, we will have to complete the job no later by end April next year, 2022. What the price of the project? Total cost, I think this one we can search on YouTube. Good. For the whole MRT line too, it's billion. I'm not too sure how much is the amount. After change of government, they also cut costs, so I believe the amount has bring down a lot, which also made known in the last announcement by the Mandari. So I believe this one you can go Google and search the information. So any other question? I believe some of the students may not be interested in construction industry. So because engineering, especially for M&E, you have many other fields to choose actually. Of course, not just construction. But for CNS, then it has to be that.
Mr. David, may I ask you, is it a negotiate tender or what type of tender?
It's an open tender.
Oh.
Like this PDP. So they are not only looking at the price, but also looking into the technical submission. So both is being evaluated. I mean the cost and also the technical clarification.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, welcome.
Just another question in the chat box from Muhammad Mirza. Are there any impact or consequences towards any project in TRC during this pandemic? Is there a problem to the budget?
Yes, it's a big yes. Great impact. And the consequences towards any project in DRC during this pandemic, of course, is the production output is very much affected due to the SOP and COVID-19 control measures on site. So lots of our original target has been shifted from the original timeline. And secondly, it was affecting the supply line as well, not having sufficient material being supplied. And globally, I'm not too sure whether students are aware, commodities price is a spike for the last few months since early of the year, this year, especially the metal price, copper price of the material has been spiked up to 30 to 50%, some of it, as compared to last year. So the variation in material price, right, all has to be borne by the contractor today, including any expense of this COVID-19 control is also under the expense of the contractor. So we have not been compensated by any others during this pandemic. But it is for us to strive together with the government in order to control the spread of this COVID-19 in the community. So that is what we are doing very best right now in preventing this spread to be worsened.
Okay, Mr. David, one more question.
Yes.
Is it TRC dapat di bawah force major? The delay of the work, the delay of the planning?
Still not considered under force major. We have been writing, notifying that this so-called MCO to have an impact to the progress and also the original work plan to the contract. So we are still pursuing the thing. Yes, okay. Contractor have to put up their price of claim. So whether get it or not is still a question. But the application is being done.
Okay, thank you.
Here's a feedback from Azmir. He said, I think it's good as we already learned Revit and now we can see how being involved in the real construction industry. Okay, it's not a question, it's just feedback.
Yeah. Okay, for this interface management in the construction industry, there is also a minimum requirement by the client side, just to share to you all. To be in this position, to be fit in the interface coordination, you must be at least 8 years in the construction industry. 8 years in the construction industry doing multiple coordination of all trades, so that you have the experience in doing the design, including the construction coordination through civil system interface. So this is their bare minimum requirement. And it will be also be interviewed by the client in order for them to accept your resume, or either your experience in fitting in. Because this required, it is very much subject to your experience in coordinating the works. Okay, anyone else?
Which means 8 years before applying for BIM coordinator or BIM manager.
The role of BIM manager and BIM coordinator is actually a different role. What I understand today, BIM manager is to manage the overall execution of the works, whereas BIM coordinator is more on coordination between the trades and the people in getting the information as required for the BIM modular to do the modeling development, and also to coordinate with the relevant parties by getting the right information. So this is a two different roles actually. But of course, both must occupy themselves with the BIM modeling skill. Do you have the best BIM modular student with you?
Okay, we need to ask. We don't have our lecturer in BIM here. Anybody wants to? I mean, they all have been taught building information modeling right from. There are 3 courses of BIM. In semester 3, they have CAD modeling. In semester in semester 4 they have BIM 1, and in semester 5 they have BIM 2. So they have 3 courses of building information modeling in their programs. So I think they will be designing until LOD 300, is it? Because we don't have our lecturers here.
I see. LOD 300.
But other than that, they have we try to integrate what we call it, a quantity measurement in it. So that would be the 5th, is it?
I think it's the 5B. Yes.
Yeah, the
correct.
5th edition, is it?
Yes, correct.
But then we don't have that. We don't have that software, Cos X, which we can integrate with Revit.
I see. Okay.
Okay, there's another question.
Okay, so yes, I saw that question. Those TRC create their own components in Revit for their project. Okay, I think thanks to MRT project, our team has developed a library of these components for the various trade of services. So we have our own library now in doing the modeling for such as cable containment, piping works, and whatsoever. So we do have. And in fact, MRT also collecting that data in their system.
Okay. Are there any more questions before we have a picture, a photo group, a group photo?
Oh, can be done on the screen.
uh, yeah, it can be done on the screen, but we have to switch
Turn
on
on.
what do you call it, video.
Turn
Everyone
on the camera.
can turn on the camera.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Uh,
Sekejap Bayu.
yeah.
Previously, Sarah telah set up the old layout tu, Hasha? Yang we can
Layout.
see
Yes.
layout tu kan? Someone assist me with that?
Layout macam mana?
Most of your students' faces will be on the screen.
Oh, macam mana nak buat?
Dekat
Bukan yang tiga titik tu.
tu ada change layout.
Change layout. So I buat tile
Okay, change layout. Kemudian tile.
I buat tile lah
Tile.
kan? Okay, so
Maximum,
not everyone is turning on their camera at the moment, so I wait until everyone on lah.
Dah tile lah, okay.
Ada tahu okay? This one cuma macam waiting for the rest to on their camera.
Okay, everybody please turn on your camera. Kita nak buat group photo.
Hey, Cik Rizwan. Ada lagi few on my screen. Aizuddin not yet turning on.
Sampai.
Sekejap. Aizuddin, speaker assistant. Maybe. Alright. There are 2 account of yours ke? Ada Aizuddin Shahran. There's 2 account on mine. Okay. Is everyone ready? Haliza okay? Alright, 1. Samiha, it's okay. Taufik Aiman. Taufik Aiman is pending. Okay. Okay, ready? 1. 2. 3.
Your tree is taking very long.
Yeah, quite. Because I have to take from another angle. The picture stay on and off. Can I have a thumbs up from all the students? Okay, a longer tree. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jiha, from our corporate.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to Mr. David Khoo, to the Aizudin Shahran, and also from the congregation of the RC and Sylvia Berhad. We hope everybody can have benefit from this talk today. Thank you very much, the RC. We'll see you, inshallah, for the next.
Thank you to all for your time.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Good to see you all.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.